be advised that this recorded webinar has been edited from its original format, which may have included a product demo. To set up a live demo or to request more information, please complete the form to the right. Or if you are currently not on CSC Global, there is a link to the website in the description of this video. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Top 5 Document Rejection Reasons and How to Avoid Them. My name is James Weir, and I will be your moderator. Before we get started, I'd like to make a few announcements. All of your phone lines will be on mute for the duration of our session. However, you can enter your questions and comments in the questions and answers widget at any time during the presentation. If you are having difficulty hearing the presentation through your computer speakers, please dial into the teleconference line. The phone numbers and conference room number are listed on the left side of your screen. At the bottom of your screen are multiple application widgets you can use. All of the widgets are resizable and movable, so feel free to move them around to get the most out of your desktop space. You can expand your slide area or maximize it to full screen by clicking on the arrows in the top right corner. In the resource widget, you will find a PDF copy of today's presentation and a link to the eRecording blog. We encourage you to download any resources or links that you may find useful. Joining us today are Jessica Ripley and Ryan Rivera. Jessica is the National eRecording Account Manager for CSC. She specializes in new client acquisition, focusing on transitioning submitters from a traditional paper recording process to electronic recording. Ryan is a national corporate consultant and manager for CSC eRecording. He's responsible for connecting with and presenting to industry professionals while providing expert advice on document recording best practices according to the American Land Title Association and the Mortgage Bankers Association. And with that, let's welcome Jessica and Ryan.
Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
Hello, everyone, and thank you all again for joining us today. Jess, great to be with you again.
Great to be with you.
So today, Jessica and I are excited to share information about CSC and how we can improve your document recording process to ultimately eliminate rejections. We'll talk specifically about, the most common rejection reasons, why they happen, and how we can help you avoid these rejections. More importantly, how CSC is going to support you in that process and reduce the pains and hassles that you might see today in the recording world. And then after the presentation, I'll be taking you all through a demo of the CSC eRecording system and conclude with some questions and answers following the demo. So let's begin with some fun facts about CSC. CSC is actually a privately held company founded in 1899 by two Delaware attorneys, Josiah Marvel and Christopher Ward. Today, our CEO is Rod Ward, and he's actually the great-grandson of our founder, Christopher Ward. CSC is also a global company, and we focus on global compliance and governance. So as you can see here in this slide, we've worked with 90% of the Fortune 500 companies on things like annual reporting, business licensing, document recordings, and entity management. And we support thousands of law firms and financial market customers across the globe. We're a leader in the digital brand services, protecting 7 of the top 10 brands around the globe. And Jessica and myself are just 2 of the 2,500 global employees that get to work with people just like you on corporate and legal solutions. So before we actually jump into these top 5 rejections, I wanted to briefly explain where this data is coming from. So CSC, we provide both paper and electronic recording services. We conducted a thorough analysis of our data as well as industry data to identify the most common rejection reasons that submitters experience. We've narrowed them down to these top 5. So the top 5 reasons include having incorrect fees, missing legal descriptions, submitting to the wrong office or jurisdiction, missing or illegible notary information, and then finally missing or incorrect book, page, or instrument number. And we're going to explain each reason in detail and how CSC can help eliminate these rejections. So Jessica, to start us off with number 1.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. All right. Incorrect fees. This is one of the most common reasons for rejection. Now, we all know with paper recording, we're attaching a check to the document and sending it down to the county. When we write that check, we assume that it's the correct amount, but we can never be 100% sure. If the check amount is off by just a penny, the document will be rejected. All this back and forth is very frustrating and time-consuming. When it's all said and done, a few weeks have gone by, I've even heard of scenarios where it's taken months to get a document recorded simply because of this back and forth. I think we can all agree that when we submit a document for recording, we want it to be as easy as 1, 2, 3. We want to submit, record, and move on to the next. Who really wants to deal with all these lingering documents?
Not me.
Not me. All right. Now, things that create miscalculations might be page numbers. Occasionally, a county will charge an additional $3 for more than one page, or maybe some indexing requirements were missing. eRecording eliminates that because our platform is county-specific. So this means that the county requirements are already built into our system. Our system will not let you submit a document to the county until you've met all of these county requirements. And you'll see a little more of this when Ryan shows us the demo. Now, another reason that is maybe you chose the wrong document type. That happens more than you think. CSV has a very cool doc type recognition feature. So this automatically selects your document type for you. We are over the moon excited about this feature, and we've received awesome feedback from our submitters. And then you can see right here the last couple miscalculations, our consideration amount, loan amount, and exemptions. Okay, so how can submitters avoid this? Easy, start eRecording with CSV. We've burnt all the county fees on your behalf, so you'll never, and I repeat, never, again, deal with a rejection due to payment. With eRecording, payment is exact every single time. All right, on to number 2, the missing legal description.
This was number 1 in the poll.
It was number 1 in the poll. You're paying attention. All right, so what is a legal description? A legal description defines what the property is, the description of the land, the meets and bounds, the block and lot survey. All right, these legal descriptions can be very short and embedded within the document, or they can be very long and attached as a separate page of the document. If you're not paying attention, it can be easy to disregard or forget this last page. Our county-specific platform will tell you which type of document, long or short, each jurisdiction requires. And remember, our platform will not let you submit a document unless you have met all of the county's requirements. Okay, so how can submitters avoid this? You can check, check, and check again. Our platform has some tools that specifically help with adding the legal description in no time. Not to get too technical, but we have an OCR feature, optical character recognition, and this allows you to copy and paste the data, or in this case, legal description, in literally just a few clicks. And this feature Ryan is going to show you in the demo at the end as well.
All right, so number 3, submitting to the incorrect office or jurisdiction, which was also in our top 3 on our poll question. So occasionally you may run into a recording that has been sent to the wrong office or jurisdiction. We're all human, we make mistakes, this can and it does happen. So the important thing to understand is why this happens. Sometimes, counties can share common names. So for example, in the U.S., there are 31 Washington counties and 26 Jefferson counties. To make things even more confusing, sometimes there are jurisdictions within a jurisdiction. So like St. Louis County and the city of St. Louis. The other case where incorrect recording offices are typically selected is when a jurisdiction is split into several recording districts. So in Berkshire, Massachusetts, the jurisdiction is divided up into 3 districts, north, middle, and south, and each region has their own recording office. So you can imagine how these unintentional mistakes can happen so easily. So how can we avoid these mistakes from occurring? First, we just want to be thorough, do our research, validate the property location before you actually submit it to that jurisdiction. And one thing that's good to know is our e-recording system, it significantly reduces this type of rejection. So when you are e-recording, you can actually search by the county name and the state to eliminate any possible confusions, which we'll show you shortly during the demo today. Now, moving forward to this next reason that you may see for common rejection is missing or illegible notary information. When we get into some of the causes for this, I mean, now obviously if a notary or signature is actually missing from the document, then that was, an error that occurred during an actual closing. Not a whole lot that us or any vendor could do for you at that point, but at least until a notary is actually on the document, we wouldn't be able to help you. So when the notary is on the document, why does this happen? What causes it to appear in poor quality? So sometimes you can see a seal or a signature might be pressed or scanned into light, or maybe a smudge or a fingerprint on the scanner glass caused it to be obstructed when it was actually scanned in. So I'm sure as you've seen, recorders have been known to reject those documents, and rightfully so, because if you can't read it, why would they record it? So this is something we saw a great deal of when eRecording was in its early stages. And when recording jurisdictions began to electronically receive these documents, there was a very real issue that this notary stamp, or with this notary stamp information. So more often than not, it had to do with the ink pad running dry and the stamp not showing up as clearly as it could. So what CSC did was we incorporated some image utility tools, or basically editing capabilities, giving you all the ability to adjust these portions of the document. You can edit the entire page or document. You can, or you can just basically edit one small area of that page. So typically it's this, handwritten information like the signature or notary that may need a little bit of adjusting. So these type of rejections can be easily eliminated through our eRecording system with some of these editing tools, which, like our area selection tool, it basically, which, I'm going to go over in more detail on the demonstration, but it'll allow you to highlight a specific area on a page, like the notary stamp or signature, and adjust the contrast, so darken or lighten it, so that it becomes more legible and therefore reduces or completely eliminates the chance of rejection. So as I mentioned earlier, it's that handwritten info that may need a little tweaking in order to make sure these documents are recorded as quickly as possible. But other than that, like I said, we'll go through all this during the demo so you can see it firsthand. And for now, I'm going to kick it back to Jessica to talk about our final rejection reason.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. All right. Number 5, missing or incorrect book, page, or instrument number. All right. So we all know that assignments and satisfactions often reference book and page number from a previous recording. So we're going to have to do our research again beforehand and double check that we have that information to avoid the rejection. So why does this happen? We're not paying attention. We're all human. We make mistakes. So the question is, how can we avoid this? We start eRecording. We provide additional resources in our system that will help you along the way. Review these county tips, alerts, and notices before submitting the document. And again, you'll see this in our demo coming up, but our platform requires you to enter this information, the book, the page, or the instrument number. Even if you're prone to typos, use our copy and paste feature. All right, so I'm going to kind of sum it up and give you a quick recap of the reasons why to eRecord with CSC. Our submitter and technical support teams are world-class, and our NPS score proves that. We were the first to market eRecording. We are the creators. Literally, we've been in the game as long as the eRecording game has been around. We have unique image correction tools that aid in successful recording. Our platform is built on a maintenance-free .NET framework, so you are never interrupted with updates. Those are all done behind the scenes. And lastly, we have the highest level of security available to ensure no third parties can access, alter, or intercept anything within our system.